Hi, my name is Sarah at Portland Nursery, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, houseplant lighting. This can be really tricky, but it's super important. And so today I want to give you some ideas and some tips that you can use to help you choose plants that are going to thrive in your space. So right off the bat, you have a decision to make: the plant or the spot. And what I mean is that if you know that you're in love with a specific plant, then know as well that you'll need to provide the lighting conditions it needs to thrive. Alternatively, if you have a spot that you're dying to fill in your home, then know that you'll need to put a plant there that can tolerate those conditions. So the first step to making that decision is understanding your lighting in your home. And that begins with knowing the direction that your windows face. A south-facing window receives full direct sun. North-facing windows never receive direct sun. And east and west-facing windows have some direct and some indirect. And I'll talk about what those terms mean in just a minute. Next, you'll want to determine how far from your window your plant will be. The amount of light accessible to your plant drops off surprisingly quickly as you move away from your window, and it's a difference that can be difficult for us to perceive. If you're still feeling confused about the kind of light that you have, there's a simple test that you can do called the shadow test, and all you need is your hand and a piece of white paper. You'll set the paper down in the place where you want to put your plant and hold your hand about a foot above the piece of paper. You'll want to do this at the brightest part of the day and turn off any indoor lights that you have. If you hold your hand above the sheet of paper and you see a dark, crisp outline, that means you have bright light. If you can see a shadow but it's fuzzy, then it's medium light. And if there's only the suggestion of a shadow, you can't really tell that it's a hand, then you have low light. Additionally, there are light meters that range in precision from bright, medium to low, all the way up to giving you an exact number of lux or foot candles, which are measurements of light. If you really want to nerd out about light, this is a fun way to do it. It does require a basic understanding of foot candles and some research on your part about what your plant needs, but it can be a really fun thing to do. Also, there are apps that you can put on your phone that may not be as precise, but they work pretty well. Okay, so let's start translating plant lighting information. The first one that we'll talk about is high, full, direct. These words all mean the same thing, which is in an unobstructed south-facing window. This is where your cacti, your succulents are going to thrive, like this beautiful guy right here. Additionally, bird of paradise will do well here, citrus plants, and any herbs or vegetables that you want to start inside. So the next step down is some direct or bright. This is going to be in either an east or west facing window or a partially obstructed south facing window, where you're getting a couple hours of direct light, but not all day long. Some plants that do well here are peperomia, hoya, ficus, which includes your fiddle leaf figs and your rubber trees, carnivorous plants, and coffee plants. The next step is going to be bright indirect, and this is really the sweet spot for most tropical plants. This is going to be just out of the direct light of one of your southeast or west facing windows, or in an area that has a lot of ambient light. There are a ton of plants that can go here, but I'll give you some notable examples. Philodendrons, monsteras, dracaenas like this guy here, palms, alocasia, the list goes on. But know that you can put almost any plant here and it will do well. Next is medium or moderate light, and this is going to be within several feet of a southeast or west facing window or in a north facing window. Here we can do calatheas and marantas, otherwise known as prayer plants. You can do pothos or spider plants. Finally, we have low light, and this is the spot across the room from your windows or in a room that only receives north-facing light. Truthfully, there aren't many plants that can tolerate these conditions, but there are some really good examples. Snake plants and peace lilies, the aptly named cast iron plant, ZZ plants as well. All of these guys can really tolerate low light and do well for you here. Finally, I want to address a question that I get almost every day, which is, what can I put in my windowless bathroom? And the truth is that without natural light, plants are not going to live a very long time. In order to make food, they need sunlight. That being said, supplemental grow lights are a wonderful option, but they're also a very broad topic, so we'll cover those in another video. All of that being said, most houseplants are adaptable within a certain range, but understanding your lighting conditions can dramatically increase the quality of life of your plant and your enjoyment of it. If you have questions, give us a call or head to the Houseplants page of our website at portlandnursery.com. Thanks so much.